Do you ever stop to think about how many trees there are in the world? Billions more than we can count. I once heard that Earth has more trees than there are stars in the Milky Way. Imagine that for a moment, something as vast as the galaxy, outnumbered by the trees right here on our planet. But sometimes, late at night, I wonder if that's not just a number, but a warning. Because if trees are alive, and they are, then what do they think of us? I think I know. I'm a park ranger, and this is my story. It began with a call. A child missing. We get those more often than people realize. Hikers wander off, kids chase butterflies. People underestimate the wilderness. But this one was different. 13-year-old Maxie Payton had been out on a picnic with his mother. She told us he was always restless, the kind of kid who couldn't sit still, forever climbing, leaping, running. That day, he wanted to climb trees. She spread a blanket in a clearing near a towering pine. She said she only looked away for a moment, and when she looked back, Maxie was gone. Her words shook as she described it. Then she broke down, sobbing, clutching her face. We moved to the pine tree he'd been climbing. It was a giant thick trunk, dark bark, branches spread wide like arms. Halfway up, I saw the scuff marks, snapped twigs, and broken branches where Maxie had climbed. But the trail ended there, like he'd vanished. We searched the base, the ground around it. Nothing. Until 50 yards away, I spotted a shoe, a red and blue Nike sneaker, half buried in pine needles, sticky with sap. Inside, written in black marker, was a name, Maxie Payton. I'll never forget the sound his mother made when I handed it to her. She clutched it to her chest like it was her son. That was all we had until another ranger shouted. He swore he'd seen Maxie's shirt. Followed him, and there it was, a small blue shirt dangling from the branches of another pine 100 yards away. In the opposite direction of the shoe, that it looked wrong. Not torn, not snagged, just placed, like something had set it there. But here's the thing, that tree showed no sign of being climbed. No snapped branches, no scuffs, nothing. We radioed for backup, but we needed the shirt. It was evidence. I volunteered. I grabbed the lowest branch, but the second my weight settled, it snapped like glass. A shard slashed across my palm, deep enough to gush blood. I staggered back, clutching my hand. My blood ran down the bark, dripping toward the roots. And in that moment, I swear I felt it, the tree shiver. That's when the unease truly set in. The forest felt heavier, denser, and though it made no sense, I could have sworn there were more trees than before. Closer, watching we split into pairs to cover ground. I was sent north with a ranger I barely knew, a quiet Hispanic man with wary eyes. For a while, neither of us spoke. Then, as we trudged through the brush, he asked, "Did you climb trees as a kid?" I nodded, remembering scraped knees and summer days. He grimaced. "So did I, back in Mexico. My grandmother had a tree in her yard. I climbed it every visit. But one time, at the very top, I saw something." "What did you see?" I asked. His eyes darted toward the trees. His grip on the radio tightened. "You wouldn't believe me. Try me." He opened his mouth, then froze. His eyes widened, fixed on something behind me. His hand clamped down on my arm. "Don't look," he whispered, but I did. Hanging from a low branch, not 50 feet away, was another blue shirt. Fresh blood dripped from it, soaking the roots. And the triot was closer than it had been. We ran. Branches snapped overhead, roots tangled under our feet. The forest groaned with the sound of creaking wood. It felt alive. We didn't stop until we collapsed. Lungs burning, hearts pounding. For a moment, silence. Then the creaking started again. A shadow stretched across the ground between us, long, branching, one limb broken, dangling a silhouette of a shirt. And it was growing larger. That's when it hit me. The forest wasn't surrounding us. It was stalking us. We bolted again. Faster, panic flooding every nerve. Bark scraped against my shoulder as trees seemed to close in. Roots twisted like traps. The sound of wood splitting echoed just behind us, closer each time, then salvation. The faint hum of a car. We burst out of the trees, stumbling onto the asphalt road. I hit the ground hard, skin burning, lungs on fire, silence. The forest behind us stood still. We were safe, or so I thought, because when I looked across the road, there it was again, Maxie's shirt, lying neatly in the grass. His name written on the tag. I blinked. It was gone. I never saw the other rangers from that day again. Some retired, some transferred. No one spoke of it. My partner quit within a week. I lasted 3 months before resigning. Now I live in the city. Steel and glass, concrete and cars. I avoid parks, botanical gardens, anywhere with trees. I thought I was safe. Until last night. I dreamed of a pine tree in my apartment, One of its branches was broken, and today I looked out my window, in the park outside. There's a tree, it wasn't there yesterday, and it's getting closer.